Welcome to Heart Biz Chats with Kim B. Smith as your host. Join Kim and her guests as they share entrepreneurial conversations straight from the heart. Kim's guests will be sharing how they turn their challenges into opportunities to excel in their business. Now here is your host, Kim Boudreau Smith.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Heart Biz Chats with me, Kim B. Smith. I have, of course, another amazing guest, and all my guests are amazing. My opinion is so darn biased. Gosh, isn't it? I know she's laughing at me. Dori's laughing at me. She's waiting in the green room here for me. And, you know, Dori, I know you can hear me, but I can't even remember. Oh, I know how. Dori and I met. Oh, my gosh, we met in a mastermind group through some other women. And Dori has been very supportive of Bold Radio, and she's got a lot of her stuff going on. But before I bring her out, I want to give a big, huge high five for, for the team here at Bold Radio, at W4 Divas. We've been in the midst of this merge. Oh, gosh, and I'm really being taught that merges of anything never goes smooth. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just grateful for everyone. Woo! That's, good old technology, but enough of that. But all I can say is Burr. Dori and I are sitting in Burr land. She's on the East Coast of the United States. I'm in Michigan. And can I just say Burr? And I cannot wait for the vacation. But I'm going to bring her out. Let me introduce Dori DeCarlo is a mompreneur, founder of Word of Mom Radio, and the most important, there's a lot of important things Dori does, but the Safety Bags LLC. So, Dori, come on out. Thank you for being here. I so greatly appreciate you stepping in and accepting my invite to be a guest.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, and it's so fun to be on the other side of the call.
You're on the other side of that microphone, girlfriend.
Exactly. It's like, wow, being on the other side, it's always fun.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You get to sit back and you get to let me lead instead of you leading, because you do that. You have shows, you've got a network over at Blog Talk Radio, and it's you've got a lot going on over there, Word of Mom Radio, which is very, very, very impressive. So anyways, I want to jump on in, Dori. I'm going to come back around to the radio here. I want to get to something that I'm in awe, and I personally even want to know about this. You just launched Stadium Bags. So tell everybody what Stadium Bags is.
Okay, well, we'll go back to me being a mompreneur. And this has been going on since after Columbine. As a mom, I wanted to find a way to keep guns and drugs out of schools. And I started designing a line of clear bags and backpacks. I know nothing about business. I used to do theater professionally. I was just a mom trying to keep our schools safe is really what it boils down to. And it took me 5.5 years to just even find a manufacturer that could not only make the quality bag that we wanted, but that conformed with the Fair Wage Federation and the environmental protection laws and the child labor laws, because we had to go overseas, because believe it or not, China's the only country with the machinery that can handle the caliber material we use. And I'm a mom. I know where the bags break. And when I walked into my teenage son powerlifting with his backpack, because it was 67 pounds.
Oh, my God, these kids.
No joke.
Oh, my God.
No joke. I actually worked with chiropractors on the design of the bags. They're ergonomically designed. They have curved molded straps and a waist belt to evenly distribute the body. They're different sizes. And so we field tested about 18,000 pieces under a different name, and 18,000 pieces, we had 11 returns. Because I'm a mom and I know where the bags break. And we never got a bag returned because it cracked, the plastic, but because a strap tore, or actually not even a strap, a D-ring tore out, or the wheelbase cracked on our wheels bag. So, redesigned all of them, and then earned my PhD in business through a huge mistake that actually was an oversight and literally was my PhD in business. Closed the business, retooled. In the interim, Word of Mom Radio happened, and then I relaunched last year Safety Bags LLC. We started out at the Education Expo, which will be back in March. We'll be there again. This year's in Nevada at the Ed Expo, which is K through 12th grade, because that's always been my mission, is keeping schools safe. But we couldn't get all the funding we needed. And so I was like, okay, we have two choices. I can just wait and wait and wait, or I can pick two bags, take my marketing now that I've learned all these years and my PhD in business
I love that.
and put it to work. And I picked our mini backpack and our mini messenger bag because professional sports, football, NASCAR, March Madness, college sports also requires a clear bag. If you want to bring a bag in larger than your hand, it has to be clear. So picked that, decided on stadiumbags.com, actually paid $880 for the domain name because it was a premium name, not only because somebody had owned it once, but because of how often it is searched, created stadiumbags.com and launched the day Paris happened.
Oh, just recently. Just
yes,
like a couple months ago.
November 14th. We
Yeah.
launched on my 55th birthday. That was my birthday present to myself.
Happy
And
birthday.
literally at midnight of November 14th, at midnight, I changed our Facebook page, had, our Safety Bags LLC, photo, and put up our bags and launched, and didn't find out until noon that day about what had happened in Paris. And it was just like, oh my gosh. And so, great response. We weren't getting bags in until January, and even though, so we did a little bit of a Christmas push, and I actually flew bags in and gave people free express shipping and sent out everything, which was kind of a surprise to them that they all got their bags before Christmas. Have our first major shipment arriving on the 28th of this month. So
wow, awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
And
wait, hold on,
Go
Dori,
ahead.
hold on. Okay, so you birthed this idea. You thought of this idea 5.5 years ago.
No, I thought of this idea 14 years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, we're that overnight success that, was 15 years in the making.
Well, isn't that funny? That's, I don't know. You must have been flying around in my home just this past week because someone said that. I'm a 25-year overnight success. And I said, well, God, I'm a 30-year overnight success with my fitness business and things like that. So, because
that's exactly right.
But
you don't
Dori,
give up on your dreams.
No, and you and I dance with women. I mean, we are around women all the time. Call it whatever it is, mompreneurs, moms, women, whatever. And a lot of these women launch businesses on January 1st and they expect to be successful by March 1st.
Right.
So she laughs. Of course she's going to. So Dori, I really want to, 14 years in the making, 5.5 years is when you just backed up and really pushed your sleeves up, made a ton of mistakes. And just in 2015, went back to the drawing board, so to speak. And then on your 55th birthday on November 14th, you launched your product. I want women to know that, first of all, like you said, never give up on your dream, number one. Number two, it takes time. Damn it. It takes time. Gosh,
Exactly
I feel like a naysayer or a negative person. It takes time. I'm going to make a little doll. It takes time. It takes time. I feel like I'm repetitive, but it takes, just breathe, and it takes time. So, this is so cool. You did some pre-orders and you really pushed it so those people could have it by Christmas time. And then now you're taking on your big, huge first shipment. So, okay, get to that. Market. There's marketing. There's money. Did you patent this? Did you patent this design? How did you end up in China? I mean, oh my God, there's so many steps here.
There are tremendous steps, and you can't patent a bag. You can trademark it, but all someone has to do is change a pocket. The real reality is that no one will make a bag the quality that we make. I mean, we use the thickest material that you can use. Anything thicker and it would crack. It's lined in fabric, not in plastic. We use the thickest straps available, the finest zippers. I mean, there's nowhere that we cut corners, and our manufacturers always laugh because I've been with the same manufacturer all these years. We've been together with Zhongli, which is just a phenomenal family-owned factory in China, and their headquarters is here in New Jersey, and I've been working with them, like I said, all this time, and they always laugh. They were like, "You're the only new company we've ever had that's like, don't save me money, don't cut any corner anywhere. I don't ever want anybody to be able to make a better bag than we do. The only thing they can do is make the same quality, and they'll never sell a bag that costs me $10. They're never going to sell it for $30,
right?
And warranty it for 3 years. They're going to wholesale it for $30. 3-year warranty. And as I said earlier, we did 18,000 bags. We had 11 returns out of 18,000 products. That's a lot of bags with a very minimal, totally worth the 3-year warranty because they're that good.
And something, and that's a very low return rate. That's very low. I mean, that percentage, I'm
basically non-existent.
Yeah, it is. That's a very low percentage. So do you have patents? I mean, I've seen your bag, because when you launched it, you're like, Kim, can you help promote? Sure, I'll share. So I saw it and went to your website and all that stuff and got to see all that and stuff. So you have a patent on the design. What keeps it from someone going, okay, well, please, I can go do what she did and copy? I mean,
anybody can copy what we do.
Because people do.
But you know what? But again, they're not going to make the quality bag that we make and sell it for the price that we sell it. If they're going to make a bag that's comparable to ours, it's going to be they'll be selling it for $50 or $60. They're not going to sell it for $29.95.
Yes.
I just round off to $30. They just won't. That'll be their wholesale price, not their retail price.
Yeah.
They're certainly not going to warranty it, and you know what? Even if they did, when I just look at stadium goers, 18 million people during football season. It's like 18 million people a week. They go to football games. So guess what? I couldn't serve 18 million people anyway. There are more than enough people out there that need what we do.
Yep.
That if other people do it too, rock on. Good for you. I hope you do it with the same quality and the same integrity, because I could go to a different factory and make our bags probably $4 cheaper.
And people
will. That's not because, but you know what? That's not because the material is cheaper. It's because they're working with a factory that is paying nothing.
Yeah.
That people are being paid the poorest of wages. I take pride in the fact that our factory pays the highest wage in the country. So therefore has the best cutters and the best sewers and everything else by far. I mean, that's a source of pride for me. It really is, because I am a mom. And our kids work too. I mean, let's face it, my kids started working, heck, they were working in our house at 18 months old. They had their own little spray bottles and would help mommy clean because they were so good. But they were out earning money, working jobs at 14, 15 years old, shoveling snow and things like that. I just don't want to be somebody who 5 years from now, as we have this, gigantic company, coming to find out I have a 9-year-old sewing our bags.
Yeah.
It's my job to make sure that doesn't happen from the start.
Yep. You're right. I agree. I'm so there with you. So, Bo, but this is a huge process. I'm sure you had to have attorneys involved and all that stuff, and designers and everything to get that bag just to your caliber of your standard, Dori.
You know what? All the designs came out of my head.
Oh, wow.
Which is so bizarre. It's a very scary place to live inside Dori world. And you know what? I had, when we first started, I had a wonderful guy who worked with us. Now my big brother actually helps me.
Good.
And Wendy from our factory is really the one that I sit down with the most. And, this is, let's make this, and that, this. We were just talking 5 minutes before it was time to get behind this microphone, as I was on the, waiting in the green room. So it all just works the way it's supposed to work. And it really had nothing to do, believe me, if I were an expert in this field, I wouldn't have earned my PhD the way I did. Again, it falls back to being that mompreneur. And even though my kids are grown and gone, my life still revolves around them. Even though I live where I live and they live where they live. If they picked up the phone right this second and called me, I'd be off like a shot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It'll always revolve around them, and it'll always, that they were my impetus. And for me as a mom, I cannot imagine kissing my child goodbye on their way to school or the movies or a ball game or wherever and not coming home because somebody brought something in their bag.
Yeah. Yep. And that's huge.
That's
huge.
Is.
I mean, between the schools, kids go to school. We think that kids go to school and it's a safe place, but quite frankly, with everything that's been going on here, no, it is not. And then, movie theaters and now malls, and it's just
public venues. And here's the thing. And people have said to me, well, I don't like the idea of somebody seeing what's inside my bag. Let me break this to you, people. Everyone knows what you carry. We all know what we have in our pocketbooks. Everybody carries their wallet and their makeup and, their whatever, because everybody carries what they carry. Yeah. For a woman as, and women, it's like, well, I don't want to have a clear bag. Because women have privacy issues when it comes to certain things. And it's funny because as I designed our messenger bags, they all have this discreet inside pocket. It's an inside sleeve that offers you privacy inside of a clear bag. So it's still a clear bag, and you can still, when but it's not just running around loose in your pocketbook,
right.
And my son was so funny in helping me. My oldest son comes up with great ideas. And I was saying, that I was trying to figure out how to put it on a graphic about, our feminine items, we're tomboys at heart, but, our feminine things, whatever. And my son was like, oh, that's too graphic. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, how about we're tomboys at heart, but when you need to be discreet, you're in the clear with an inside privacy sleeve that offers, an inside sleeve that offers privacy inside a transparent bag. And I was like, nice, because it's true. There are those things. And for me, if I'm going somewhere where they're going to search my bag, I'd much rather somebody see what's inside my bag than put their hands on my things any day of the week.
Yeah, I'm with
know about you.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I'm listening to you talk, and it reminds me back in the day of my first full-time job after high school was at Lord & Taylor here in Michigan. And I worked as an employee. You don't get to you had a locker when you walked in the door there. Mm-hmm. But when you went in and out, you went in and out through security, and we had to carry these little clear plastic bags, which department stores, by the way, still have that to keep internal theft down. So I don't ever remember going, okay, what? I don't know. That stuff just does not bother me. What's in my purse is Okay,
Thank
whatever.
you.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't, it's like, really? I mean, there's nothing, I'm not a secret agent, man. You know, I mean, I don't have
Right.
anything, you know, what, a couple of tubes of lipstick and a wallet? Woo, okay. Those some
But
Kleenex,
that's
you
the
know.
whole thing. You know, it's like everybody knows what you're carrying. And the way these bags are designed, it's amazing. They are so theft proof, believe it or not, just because of the design. They have, double zippered openings and a flap that goes over your bag, and the design of them, the ergonomic design, you should never, when you're wearing the the mini messenger bag, which I use as my pocketbook. That is my pocketbook.
I love it.
I wear it across my body. I never hang it from my shoulder. It's designed to be worn. Let's say you're going to carry it on the left side of your body, you have it on your right shoulder that goes across your body, and you'll never feel anything in it. I redesigned the bag so you can actually fit your smart devices in the front flap. So I actually have my tablet, and if I need to do something, I actually just raise the front flap, and because you know how it shifts the screen rotation, I don't even have to take it out of the bag. So it's zippered up and everything else, and it's off when it's off, and if I need to turn it on, I turn it on. I do the work I have to do. I can't tell you how many bags I sold because somebody saw me do that in a restaurant or, whatever, that I was on the road and stopped and, was working, having a working lunch on the road. And doing some stuff without taking it out of my bag. My brother walked in. I was visiting him, and I was actually watching a movie on Netflix through my pocketbook.
Oh,
I had it just propped up on the side. Yeah, my brother walked in. He's like, "Are you serious? Are you watching that through the bag?" I was like, "Yeah." It is. And so for sports fans, fantasy footballers, oh my gosh, to be able to have their, tablet with them and be able to follow their games while they're at the game and things like that. And it is in a 5 mil 20 gauge temperature treated PVC vinyl that it is zipped up in. So, I mean, somebody'd have to hit you with a rock, before something was going to break. And so that's the whole thing, I'm a consumer of my own product. Is really what it boils down to. I fly with my gym bag. I use our backpack because our safety bags, which again is that's our main umbrella, and those are our school bags. So we have 3 different size backpacks, 3 different size messenger bags, and our gym bag right now. And then we have a larger one. We have a duffel bag. We will be rolling out next year, ironically, our wheeled backpack, rolling them out.
Oh, fun.
I'm like, yuck, yuck, yuck. So we have phenomenal designs, and it's so exciting to me because, again, things happen. And if you really believe in what you're doing, you can look at the obstacles in your way as the obstacles that are going to build a wall and stop you from what you're doing, or you're going to break down the obstacles and they become the pebbles on the road on the journey. And I chose to make them the pebbles on my road.
I love
so that's what it boils down to.
I love that. I love that a lot. So, I'm going to ask you a question because, all the women out there listening going, oh my God, I have a dream. I've got this amazing design. I want for this and this amazing design for that and this and that. I mean, you had to have some kind of investment, correct, to launch your first prototype, right?
Okay, so don't do what I did. I took the down payment I saved for a house because I couldn't find anybody. The bank wouldn't give me any money because I was a single mom and I had 3 kids who are worth millions to me, but the banks don't consider them worth anything. And the reality is the bank is not going to lend you money unless you can prove you really don't need their money. They can say whatever they want. But unless you can show that you actually have enough assets that you really just don't want to use your own money, you don't want to convert your assets, that's when the bank is going to give you that business loan and stuff like that. So what kept happening to me, I would go to private investors once they really looked at our marketing plan, our samples, the demographics, they would offer to buy out the company. And I wouldn't sell it.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. I took the down payment I saved for a house. Don't do that. Buy the house. Buy the house because then you have collateral. As it took all these years for all of this stuff to happen. I could have been building up equity in my house and borrowed it from myself. You know? So, yeah, that's what I did. So don't do that.
So don't do that. Okay. All right. Actually, you know something, Dori, I'm going to challenge you on that comment and that statement. I mean, what you just offered there, about looking for and going after investments and things like that. That's a huge, beautiful golden nugget. That just saves a woman going into a bank, all that whole, red tape, that all that time absorbed to maybe that she still does need to go into the bank, but you just offered, okay, come at this angle and be a tad bit more prepared over here because you know what? Unless you have a lot of assets, they're not going to loan you the money because the reason why they do that.
You know what? If you have a product that you've made, I mean, because I've mentored women, I've talked to different women, I've shared women on our show that, started at their sewing things by hand. A couple of our sponsors, do all handmade items. And as their business starts to grow, guess what? They can bring in more moms who also love to sew and increase their line. Why? Because now they are helping other women with their business. And so that's the whole thing. Sometimes, especially starting out, I mean, believe me, if I could have sewn these bags at my own machine, I'd have made them.
Yeah,
but I couldn't.
Yeah. I don't doubt that about you, Dori. I'm going to just state that. I don't, I mean, you get shit done. You're going to do whatever it takes to get shit done, period. I mean, if you have to sew them at your machine or put together something to go take it over here, I mean, you do the steps, you do the work, and I'm
not afraid of it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. But it's so funny because one of the things I learned, and this actually came from because long before I started this, I was in a multi-level marketing company.
Yeah.
And there was this wonderful man, Bill Gould, who started this company, and I still am just so thankful that for the years that I was involved in that company, I learned all of this from him. And I learned, why would I work this hard to build somebody else's business?
Yeah.
And I look for the day that moms like me can work from home, selling our bags to their PTAs and to their, all of the different places in their area. It was so funny. I was talking to somebody. I was like, wow, someday we could become like our own Mary Kay. Mm-hmm. And people could be having little, parties with our bags and stuff like that. And it's so amazing to me because all of this boils down to the fact that I'm a mom and I was just trying to keep our school safe. And all the rest of this has come out of that, and again, it's not because my background was not in business. My background was in theater. I joke all the time, I'm not a businesswoman. I just play one on TV. Because there are so many people out there so much better at what they need to do. I'm who you want at the conference. I'm who you want in front of the microphone. I'm who you want at the networking event and stuff to open up those doors. And then it's exciting to have the support system growing behind us.
Yep.
That
You're right.
Can make this happen. Because being a one-man band that's what you have to do when you start a business. It goes from working in your business to working on your business.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different thing.
Yep, absolutely.
It really is.
All right, we are halfway through this show already. Dori, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you.
Well, you can find me all over social media. You really can. It's Dori DeCarlo. You can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+, with Word of Mom Radio, and with Safety Bags, LLC. For information about safety bags, you can email me at Dori, Dori, at safetybagsllc.com or Dori at wordofmomradio.com. So I'm really easy to find. It's amazing to me.
Okay. It is. You are very easy to find, and that's the beauty of social media, and that has a lot to do. I think, Dori, has a lot to do with your. It's not an overnight sensation of a success. You launched this back in November, and you had some pre-orders, and you pushed to get those orders by Christmas time. And so it doesn't surprise me that you had some pre-orders because of the marketing strategy that you are doing. Okay, now listen, Dori, I have got a couple questions here, and I don't want you to think about them. I want you to continue to stay in your heart. Okay, you ready?
Sure, ready.
Okay. What we measure determines our success. So how do you measure your success?
I have 3 amazing kids.
I knew you were going to say that.
Most successful thing I will ever do in my life.
I
have 3 amazing kids, a beautiful now daughter-in-law, and a significant other for my daughter that hopefully will someday become my son-in-law.
Oh.
So yeah, there you go.
I knew you were going to say that.
Doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't, does it? It doesn't.
No.
I knew that. I knew that so much about you. So what has been your largest challenge to date that you have turned into an opportunity?
Largest challenge has been trying to find the funding. Mm-hmm. Trying to get the money to do this because people look at this and it's like you said, they want to start a business in January and be successful by March. And it takes longer than that for us to even get a shipment in. So that's the whole thing. And people look at this, but they want the instant. They don't want to do the work that's involved. See, I'm not afraid of hard work. I don't care because I believe so much in what I do. I mean, I have gone from my family going, when are you going to quit this and get a real job, to when are you going to grow this big enough that I can come and work for you?
Did you see the movie? Have you seen the movie Joy?
No, I have not.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet either. And it's a movie about, she's very famous. She invents, and she was one of the inventors of the ring mop that I do believe sold on Home Shopping Network.
Oh, I actually just met with a buyer from one of the large stores. I don't want to say names, but she has a humongous display right there when you walk in. So I know exactly who you mean. Somebody just asked me the other day. They were like, wow, you should really get in touch with her.
Yeah.
Because, let me just pick up the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, she went through a lot of that. I haven't seen the story. I haven't seen the movie. I may do that this weekend. All right, here's my next question. How do you continue to push yourself? How do you continue to say, I'll do whatever it takes? How do you continue to push yourself?
I personally am living a very mindful existence. So my goal every day is to just be better than I was the day before. So that always pushes me. To just, whether it's connecting with one more person or being there to listen to somebody that has something to say. I wake up like this. I go to bed like this. It's just who I am. So I just continually push I just want to be better than I was yesterday.
Yeah, I love that. I think my husband goes through that when he plays golf each time. Anyways.
There you go.
So Dori, have you ever felt like giving up?
Of course. As somebody who has worked for themselves, I've been a mompreneur since 1994. Mm-hmm. I've actually fired myself twice. I did.
I love it.
I came into the office, I fired myself, I told myself to pack my stuff and get out. Then fortunately I was nice enough to hire me back. But yes, of course, because I have gone through so much in trying to find funding. Mm-hmm. Including men who didn't want to invest, but, you know, if we had a more personal relationship, they'd be happy to help me. I mean, I can't even tell you. And it's like, you know, I actually said to the last person that this just happened with about 6 months ago, I may be built like Joan Harris, but this isn't 1960 and this isn't Mad Men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's amazing to me that there are still men in today's world that think that they can do that. And you know what? I have no judgment. So for the women out there that get ahead that way, rock on. Mm-hmm. Believe me, my life would have been a lot easier if I could have been one of you. Yep. But it's not who I am. It's just not who I am. And believe me, one of my brothers, I have 3 brothers. One of my brothers was like, you idiot. You know, but whatever, you know, believe me, there have been more than enough times, but I believe in what I'm doing. And at those moments where I doubted it and I turn on TV and find out another kid at another school, you know, there was just the 2nd anniversary of Sandy Hook. My kids played ball on those fields.
Oh, God.
In Connecticut.
Oh, God.
Okay? I mean, 6 degrees of separation, I knew quite a few people who lost children there. So, and that's 10 years after I have been trying to do this.
Yeah.
So things like that, it's like, you know what? My self-doubt doesn't matter, because no matter how much I doubt myself, there's someone out there. If I can keep one gun out of one school, I've done my job. I've made a difference in this world, and that's all we're really here to do. If you can make a difference making a living, it's the best living in the world. I never feel like I work a day in my life. As hard as I work, I never feel like I work a day in my life.
That's because you're in your passion. You know, you've stepped into you're into your passion. All right, here's Dori, I love that. And boy, that's a little bit too close hitting my backyard there, knowing somebody that had children at one time. That's too close to comfort for me. So as the CEO of your business, how do you start your day?
Thankful that I woke up. I really do. The first thought I have in my mind when I wake up in the morning is just thank you, God, for another day. And I get up, I make a cup of tea, I start my day very slowly. I wake up like that, but I used to, when my kids were little, 5:30 in the morning, I'd be online answering emails, doing this, doing that, then get the kids off to school, then go back to my office. Now, my day starts with my first post on the morning on Facebook is where my business day starts. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't usually start. I try to not start online until, between 8 and 8:30. Yep. I'm pretty disciplined when it comes to work because I've worked from home for a very long time. And I just relocated. I'm out here on Long Island.
Yes.
And my best friend was like, wow, so how long are you going to be there? And I was like, seriously? Did you just ask me that question? I've been traveling. I've been on the road for the last 3.5 years. And believe it or not, in the last 3.5 years, the first time that I've had a place again that is actually just mine. I forgot what that was like. Because I've kind of been living a life of service. Friends who were sick and needed my help or whatever, I would go. Because it doesn't matter where I am. As long as I have a computer and a phone, I can work. So I've just kind of been doing that. And now I'm settled. Yeah, exactly. But now I've settled back to this great little place. My sons are still in Connecticut, but I'm 20 minutes from the ferry that now ferries me from Long Island to Bridgeport, and my son's 10 miles from there. Nice. Or I can take the other ferry to my other son and his wife, and I'm 20 minutes from their house. So it's my daughter's in Vietnam, backpacking across Southeast Asia. So, I'll get to see her when she comes back in May. But I'm just loving every minute of what I do. So my day begins, like I said, with my good morning post on Facebook and then going to Twitter and just seeing who I'll spend about a half hour, 45 minutes doing social media. Then I'll, go to email, and I just do whatever has to get done that day. Each day opens up with its new things. But yeah, I start my day with thanks.
I love it. I love that. So, Dori, we're just about out of time here. So tell the listeners one more time how they can track you down, especially for one of those really cool safety stadium type bags. I mean, they're awesome.
You can go, they really are great bags. Go to stadiumbags.com or safetybagsllc.com. It's the same either way. And they really are fabulous bags. And they're not just great for, stadiums. One of the buyers, Dia Viola, who debuted her beautiful song that won a bunch of awards, indie awards this year on our show. She actually bought the bag because she had to go to a conference in Florida. And I pop open Facebook today, and the first thing I see are all these pictures of her loving her bag and how great it was to be able to do it through security and go to the conference and everything. So, you can find me all over social media, Dori DeCarlo. On Twitter, it's Word of Mom Radio or safetybags_Dori, DORI. And please reach out, connect with me. And really, all of you women out there, if you need an ear because you're trying to start something, by all means, just message me on Facebook. Kim knows. I'm happy to give you my phone number and just give me a call.
Yep, absolutely. And you mean that. I mean, you're not just offering that just to offer that. You truly, truly, truly mean that.
I do.
Yep. Dori, I just, wow. We didn't even get around to the radio. We're running out of time here. I thank you so much for being on here today. I so greatly appreciate it. And you're going to have nothing. You've already started with the much success with the safety bags. You're going to have nothing but more continued success. And kudos to you for sticking with it, pushing your sleeves up, seeing what needs to be done out there, for the love of our kids. I mean, because those kids are our future, and, we've got all this shit going on in the schools with guns and it's crazy, 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 crazy.
That's exactly right. This is our future.
Yep,
this
those
is
kids,
our future.
Yep, they're our immediate future. I mean, literally here at the tip of our nose, our immediate future, and we've got a lot of this stuff, going on. So kudos for you for stepping up, and this is how beautiful ideas are birthed. It's out of love for something that's in our life is how these ideas, these very compassionate, passionate ideas are birthed. And Dori, I mean, you are such a role model standing into your passion. I mean, you are a role model and keep going at it and not saying, screw it, I quit. It's just like, okay, I'm not supposed to go over here, so I need to come back over here. It's beautiful. So everyone listening, please, 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 reach out to Dori. Get yourself a really cool bag, but I mean, have a conversation with her, whatever. But I mean, Dori, seriously, you are a tremendous role model.
Oh, trust me, I'm more of a role model of what not to do. And believe me, this company is going to become successful in spite of me.
Your company is already successful. Already successful. It is. It's just going to do nothing but continue to grow. Period.
Well, your mouth to God's ears, believe me, and all of you. Thank you so much. And Kim, I really look forward to getting you on the other side of the microphone and sharing, because I love what you are doing. Over here with Big Bold Radio. Hey, good for, what? Rock on.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's what it boils down to, is following those dreams. There's nothing, it just makes life worth it.
Yes, it does.
Best example we can set for our kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
To follow our own dreams and to let them know that no matter how old you are, your dreams keep going.
Exactly. And we also have trials and tribulations. We have our ups and downs, and we just keep going at it. So you know what, Dori, again, if you would do me a favor, just just sit tight in the green room. Let me wrap the show up, and I'll swing on back and give you a big, huge hug. So again, thank you,
Awesome.
Dori. being on here today. Hey, everybody. That's it. Another Heart to Heart Biz Chats. Listen, everyone out there listening, you can do it. We have our moments where, yes, we do feel like giving up. We just don't. We have our moments where we thought it was supposed to look like this and it doesn't turn out that way. So that means something far bigger, greater, and better is waiting there for us. The bottom line here with my show is I want every single person to walk away with their dream on their terms, with their success on their terms, and don't ever lose hope and give up. So get on out there and make it an awesome week. And until next week, I will hear you all right here, back here again on W4Divas.com, Bold Radio Station, Heart to Heart Biz Chats. Thank you.
Thank you for joining Heart to Heart Biz Chats. Join Kim next week, same time, same place, only on Bold Radio Station.